Yo, switch your voice out 3706. Look at you up. It's 218. YouTube, TikTok, and all the social medias. What's good, y'all?
What up? Happy International Women's Day.
Nobody cares.
Shout out to the women out there.
Well,
And
actually, hold on. Actually, no shout out to the women because women might actually be trash for real. So, we, so we went to Waffle House this afternoon, and I didn't really notice it until we were like kind of already uh, waiting for our food or whatever. But for some reason, Waffle House that day today decided to have an all female shift. Like the lady at the counter, the cooks, the servers, everybody was a woman. And so we go to order our food, and well, first off, we get there and it takes like forever for anybody to even greet us or say anything. After we order our food, I know for me personally, I kind of like everything to be brought out at the same time. We order the food, and she brings out my waffle by itself. 20 minutes before any other food is brought out. The food on the plates are all separate and put in like not the because I get the same thing every day. I get the All Star Special, whatever. Normally, it's the eggs and the hash brown and the toast all in one plate. Instead of doing that, she put the eggs and the hash brown on the same plate, the toast on a separate plate, and the bacon was not baconed enough for me. And it was just like, it was just, y'all work in a kitchen. It's all women here. How are y'all fucking this up? It's National Women's Day, International Women's Day, and you guys can't get the kitchen right? Like, what are we doing? What are y'all doing in there? And then it took forever for them to give us a check, obviously, and it was just, I just, maybe it was a good thing that Kamala didn't win the election. I don't know. Women, if women can't run a Waffle House, how can we expect them to run the country? So that's just a thought.
Get back in the kitchen.
Or
well,
get out
that
the
was
kitchen.
extremely sexist and misogynistic. What I would say, what I will say is that that's like typical Waffle House activity. Like I don't know. I need to see like a documentary on like the psychology of the Waffle House because they do that shit all the time. Anywhere you go, it's just dumb. Like I don't understand. Like, hey, like I want my waffle, bacon, eggs, and grits at the same time. Like I'm not that hungry. Like I'm willing to wait the additional like 10 minutes for you to bring me my food all at the same time. So it's a weird Waffle House ism. Like maybe
Well, it's
we
normally
just
not
like
like that.
I've it's been
Normally
like
they
that for
bring it
me a
all at the
couple
same
times. And
time.
I'm just like, I don't care. I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat this shit anyways. Or I'll just sit and look at my plate until I get the waffle there and then eat the rest of the food. But yeah, it's and that's much why are you wasting all these plates? Like I don't care if the food touches. Like y'all just creating more work for yourselves in the long in the long
What
run.
what I like to do is like obviously the I get eggs and hash browns and toast. Obviously that goes on one plate, but they'll bring the bacon and a waffle out on separate plates. And what I like to do is I cut the waffle in half and fold it over, and then put the bacon on the other side of the plate, so it just saves a lot more space. But and then another thing, it took them like after they brought our food, they forgot to get our drinks. It took we had to wait like 10 minutes for it, and it wasn't even busy. So I don't know what they were doing. It was if I go into a Waffle House and it's nothing but women, I'm probably gonna leave next time. Just enough, ladies. Maybe you guys do not need to be in the kitchen.
That's crazy. What's good? Let me knock your head off. What's good? Grand shot in the chat. What's good, chat? What's good? Everybody watching on YouTube, TikTok, wherever y'all at. Appreciate y'all tapping in. So kind of pivoting from Marcus's misogynistic ways and
Oh God.
sexism. Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. And actually let's really talk about it. Honestly, this might be the downfall of the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my God! What's up, King Quest? Damn, like, why are you sleeping on the broadcast, brother? Tap in, do some
Lock in.
cocaine, a little
Do
methamphetamines, get you woke right the fuck up. What's
do
up,
a
Jamari
bump.
Scott? What's good? So Kansas City Chiefs, and yeah, so there's a running joke on the interwebs that like Patrick Mahomes uses like black satanic magic to continue to win these games, along with the help of the referees, while other quarterbacks are like watching film and preparing and harnessing their skills. He literally just goes out there and harnesses the mark of the beast that's probably tattooed on his chest or something to power up to win these games. Also, cash apping all the referees' money. But another one of their wide receivers, rookie or well, now second wide receiver, their rookie first round draft pick last year, Xavier Worthy, who, in my degenerate gambling ways, picked him to be. I bet him to be the offensive rookie of the year. That didn't pan out, but I rolled the dice. It is what it is. I just assumed that maybe the black satanic magic of the Chiefs, he would like take the role of Tyreek Hill, being that he's extremely fast, but he's literally just fast. He's small. Anyways, bro is in some trouble. So not only did they get their ass stomped in the Super Bowl, Xavier Worthy said, "You know what? I'm not going to keep this beating to myself. I'm going to pass it on to somebody in my family." So according to CNN, let's see. Well, new update. Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy will not face charges in an alleged assault case, according to Austin American Statesman. So what was he alleged to do? What was he alleged to do? He has a mugshot. It says Worthy 21 was arrested in Georgetown, Texas, and charged with an assault against a family or household member by impeding the breathing or circulation. So to me, what that sounds like is somebody in his family might be Eagles fan, and they might have been clowning that ass whooping they took, and he had to put him in the old baby boy chokehold to let him know that he's not playing with these people. Like, choking out a family member is insane. So that tells you there's also some issues in the household that you choke them out, and then they also call the police. So one of two things happen: either this person's a bitch, or two, there's real family issues, or three, he might have almost killed this person. Where it's like, oh shit, we gotta call somebody because this man turned blue. He might be dead.
Someone needs to step in now.
Yeah. So a lot of things could have transpired, but I saw they dropped the charges. We just read that, so I mean, hopefully he's good. But
that black magic working hard.
We'll see, and I'm low key, and I don't hate to see a black man go to jail, but I'm a little upset. If you go to my TikTok at Espree706 on the TikTok, I did post a video. This created a unique opportunity for Falcons hot seat GM Terry Fontenot to get on the phone with the Chiefs and say, "Hey guys, one of your wide receivers likes to drag race cars on the highway and wreck them. Your other wide receiver likes to beat people up. And Travis Kelce, he's what the kids call washed. He's a shell of himself. He's literally just out there to appease Swiftie fans and whatnot. How about we offer you a nice, shiny, it's not fresh out the box, has a couple of dings on it, a nice shiny 6'6" Kyle Pitt. Can we offer you a nice shiny 6'6" Kyle Pitt? And it'll only cost you, and this is going to sound like a lot, this is actually a bargain. It'll only cost you a third round pick. Just a third.
It's not just a bargain.
Third round pick. That's just, so again, you get out there, you get him into the Illuminati Black Magic program, and boom, you have prime Antonio Gates. You have prime Tony Gonzalez. Just for a third. Just give us that third, and y'all can go do whatever y'all want with him. We'll go on with our lives. You have a player that's not going to drag race. He's not going to beat up his family members, and he's going to be a menace on your intramural basketball team. So Terry, get on the phone, and make this happen. Everybody wants this trade. Let me know what y'all think.
He ain't getting no third round pick. Not no third round pick, because technically he would be considered a bust, and you don't give up a third round pick for a bust.
I mean, I think the idea of bust is like is like truly a fan narrative because if we're being honest, as a player, you can't help where somebody trashed you. Like he's like, "Oh, they took me fourth. That's crazy. I'm not really that good, but I mean, GG's. If y'all want to take me here, I mean, there's nothing they can do about that, and they're not going to contest it because it's going to get them paid more. But he should have never been a fourth overall pick. Like that's not his fault. If he was like the number 27th pick, I think we're having a different conversation at this point. But the expectations and the hype was put on him. Again, ESPN, we'll get to them later, who might single-handedly be ruining sports media just in general. The talking heads, the Mel Kipers and whoever is like, oh, this generational talent, he's sex, and he's a unicorn, and he can jump higher than DBs and is too fast for linebackers, and all the catchphrases, all the propaganda.
Well,
and now look at us. We're
okay,
over here
but so
trying to peddle this man away so we can have more than 2 draft picks this year.
that pretty much means that like the Falcons front office was swayed by the national media. Like they're sitting there watching ESPN, like, oh wow,
But that's every it's weird. And again, this is one of those times where I wish I had the ability to just be in rooms I have no business being in, just to see like what are people thinking, because you see it all the time. It's like they
that
overthink things.
they're being swayed by the national media though. Like it can't be that. Like I get like watching it and looking at it and maybe, but it can't be a thing where like our draft board is based on what did ESPN say about this upcoming rookie? What does ESPN think about Shador Sanders? What does ESPN think about you? And I have always wondered this before. Like when it comes to like mock drafts, like do GMs look at like Mel Kiper or Todd McShay, or do they look at? I do know that they look at like PFF grades. Like that's a well known thing that they actually look at that stuff, those numbers. But it's different between looking at like grades and analytics and statistics about a player. But when it's just like, oh, Mel Kiper thinks that Johnny Manziel could be a sleeper in the late first round. You should get him, and then the team's like, you know what? Maybe we should do that. Like if that's the case, fire everybody. I'm firing everybody if I find
I
out that
mean,
my general manager is getting his information from ESPN. That's
but I think
crazy.
the idea is that they're saying these people are researched, they're plugged in, they have their sources. I'm not saying they don't do their due diligence, but in those high pressure situations where literally people's livelihoods are on the line, you're like, all right, cool. This seems to be the consensus. Let's do it. But it does seem like too
From
many
TV?
times the media is influential. It is what it is. Like he's been doing it for 60 years. I mean,
when you
his
can,
hit rate is not good, but I mean,
I guess when
it's the
you,
kind of thing where it's like you don't want to be that the time you don't pick that player, then they kind of become a Hall of Famer. So, I mean, the
I,
draft in itself is kind of a crapshoot in the first place, but yeah, they
I just know
definitely
that
have sway.
if my livelihood was based on getting these players and these picks correct, I don't want it to be like, hey, if I say I picked the wrong player or I miss out on a player and I happen to get fired, I don't want it to be, oh, the reason why I missed on this pick is because I was watching NFL Live and I was swayed by Dan Orlovsky. Like I'd rather be, based on my research and film work, all 22, grinding film, stuff like that. I might have made a wrong decision, but I don't want one of the decisions in my brain to be, oh, what did uh, whoever Jimmy Johnson say? Like I just went off of what he said. That just doesn't seem realistic to me, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't, but I mean, stranger things have happened. But I mean, regardless of what's going on with the Chiefs, we still need to trade Kyle Pitt. I think we only have like 4 draft picks or something like that. So we definitely need to finesse some sort of. Yeah, we don't have no picks. I
Where did
think we
those
have a
picks go?
first. We traded, I think, a third rounder for Matthew Judon last year, who netted us like 3 sacks or something like
Nothing. That dude was a ghost
that.
out there.
I mean, he came on strong at the end pause like a lot of our defense did, but I don't know, just various miscellaneous picks. But yeah, we need to make something shake. There's rumors that we could be looking at Hendrickson from the Bengals. I guess we're monitoring that situation to see if he becomes a free agent. All right, they let him seek a trade, so That would be great if we could finesse that and then draft another DN in the draft, probably like James Pierce or something like that. And then just pick up more defensive ends and pass rushers and free agency. Like we need all the help we can in that front. So because I believe we play the Bills, I think the AFC East. We play a lot of quarterbacks that are very problematic. So we need to stay on their ass early and often. So, but we'll see what happens with that. So it is what it is. But kind of sticking with ESPN, Stephen A. Smith signed I would probably say it's a historic deal, a 5-year, $100 million contract to that man. Oh, you know what? Yeah, pause. Staying on the Falcons before we go to
Yes.
ESPN.
Yes.
All right.
Please.
So if you haven't seen, if you go to my TikTok at Esprit706, I need to get a plug drop. This will work. At Esprit706 on TikTok, I posted a video about not a video, but a little whatever the fuck about Kirk Cousins' photo op with Agent 47. And this shouldn't surprise anybody. Like, I mean, we saw how Kirk was giving up when he's in Minnesota. I think Kirk was like an anti-vaxxer, so that should kind of already told you, where his mind was at with this thing. But the funniest part about this to me is this is more like hardball 3D chess against the Falcons organization. The first chess move was going out and being a commentator, right? And just talking about, he was hurt, etc., etc. And then the next move is him not kind of get rid of his no trade clause because he's like, hey, either y'all are gonna cut me or I'm just gonna hang out here like this.
He didn't waive his no trade clause. He's not gonna do it.
Nah, he's not gonna do it. But the third move is to just continue to piss them off because Arthur Blank, I don't know what his politics are behind closed doors, but he presents himself as a progressive, like Democratic leaning person because that's where he donates a lot of money. And rumors were is that part of the reason they got Kirk to come here because he's really interested in business. So the play was like, hey, I can play with Falcons and then maybe come work here, learn stuff from Arthur Blank, get in the business with them. And now you're taking pictures with the op, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's another subtle middle finger to the Falcons organization on top of his boo-boo gameplay. Like I saw Kirk Cousins play against the Raiders this past season, and it was one of the worst football games I've ever seen in my life. Like it was him versus the ghost of Falcons past of quarterbacks, Desmond Ridder. And when I saw that they were letting Desmond Ridder air it out and like take more risks than Kirk Cousins, I was like, oh, this is done. It's over.
That's all right.
There's no way you should be in a dog fight with Desmond Ridder. That should never happen. Should never happen. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absurd. But it's just
that man was out there.
Yeah, the quarterback crop is just continually getting worse. And I had a random hot take about the state of quarterbacks in the NFL. And I think this is the way we can fix it. I think right now that the quarterback position is being widely discriminated by one thing the NFL can change tomorrow, right? The thing about combines is measurements, metrics, things of that nature. And what is one thing that you're looking for in a quarterback that's like a must-have for the quarterback? What is that one thing? That one thing you ask is big hands, right? Because the NFL ball, I don't know if anybody of y'all listening to like held or seen an NFL ball, they are massive. Like it is a ridiculously sized ball. And I think because of that, a lot of players are discouraged. You might have been a nice little high school quarterback or a decent college quarterback, but you don't have like big monster gorilla hands to grip this football. So I think the NFL could make the ball smaller to give the opportunity for other people that don't have huge hands but might have the skill set or the processing abilities to play quarterback. Like there's some anomalies or outliers like Drew Breeses, the Russell Wilsons, the Kyler Murrays that are shorter guys, but have probably like massive hands where they can handle NFL football. But I think it would be a win-win for everybody, right? more spectacular catches, probably more interceptions because bum ass DBs can't catch either. So you make the ball small enough where more people have the opportunity to be quarterbacks, and maybe we can get a better crop where we're not recycling quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins or fucking. We have what's his name, Peterman. Nathan Peterman is on our team. If you don't know who he is, he's one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history. Shout out to Duval County. Or where you have people like Sam Darnold that can just hang around for a year, or we're in a draft where there's really only one legitimate quarterback that people are interested in, and he's wouldn't be a top 10 pick or a first round pick in like the past two drafts. So what I'm saying is make the ball smaller, which opens up the opportunity for more people to play quarterback. Let me know what you think.
That man was out there in public in Atlanta cooning for y'all. Cooning. Y'all photoshopped grills and had chains on them.
Oh, it wasn't Photoshop. That was real. That was real.
Disgusting. It was disgusting behavior from Falcons fans during that off season before this past season before he showed his ass. Y'all were on that man's nuts just for him to turn around and say, you know what? Fuck y'all niggas. What's up with 47? Where he at? Let me go stand with my boy. But yeah, that's disgusting behavior though. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Kirk Cousins finessed y'all. There's got to be a way for I think there's got to be a way for like Arthur Blank to be able to sue him because he had to have known he was hurt. Didn't he say he was hurt at some point? Like he said he knew he was hurt, but like still went out there.
I think they knew he was hurt, but they still put him out there. But that's just a failure on multiple levels to this team. So it's a mess. It's a hot mess.
It's disgusting.
But you know,
it really is.
We have Michael Penix out here. You know, hashtag Penix pumpers. And hopefully we can make it better. Shout out to Jazz live from the club, tapping into the broadcast. You a real one. Need to have you on the pod. All right. See, you know what? I was shouting you out, but now no shout out. How you come on the pod, the broad, soliciting for hookah money? Hookah is bad for you, queen. Like we need to. It's women. It's International Women's Month. You need to be taking care of your body. Okay, we'll twerk for a hookah. That now you're you know, women's rights. You know, it's your body, your choice.
Your body, your choice. All that stuff.
You don't have to live like this. But yeah, if y'all want to send her some money for hookah, her cash tag is JAE Money 8. But man, come to the pod. We need you on the pod. We need some feminine energy on the podcast, just to balance things out. But we appreciate you tapping in. Follow me on TikTok, Esprit706.
There you go.
We're over here. Look, we're out here. I'm back up. I'm back up on my grind. The grind to how many people need to go live? 1,000 starts today.
1,000.
We're
I was about to say. I just hit over. I got over 200 now. I'm slowly but surely moving that way.
Look, we need to get back in the networking. You know, I think that's the way. You just got to network with these people. We need to carry each other to the top. I just need to go on TikTok and just be like, "Hey, you want to come on the pod?" Like, I sent this TikTok to the group chat. There's a person that I knew in school that has a TikTok right now that has 30 million views. Like, let's clap that up. Shout out to Duval County. Where is that? Let's give him a round of applause. Shout out to him. And allegedly, TikTok pays you like $1,000 per million views. So this person potentially will be receiving a $30,000 check for one 1 minute video, right? That's more than some people make in a year off of TikTok. Yeah. So, you know, I think again, shout out to the Black content creators. White people have been getting this content money for years. I love to see our Black kings and queens finessing. But, you know, we need to carry each other to the finish line so we can all eat and, you know, buy Honda Civics in cash off TikTok videos. So, but yeah, it's definitely a grind. Cash money, baby. Get that Honda Civic cash off the TikTok videos. But yeah, it's definitely a grind. So trying to utilize the tools and Let me see. The homie text me. Let's see what he talking about. Okay, well, that's not helpful. Shout out to the homie Keyshawn. He's telling me that we stream the same time as RDC. Well,
That's what?
that's RDC, a very popular streaming platform of African Americans. Uh, shout out to him. And also, too, let me see. Also, too, I had to text him, you fucking lurkers out there, don't lurk on my video or the YouTube stream and not like and comment. Like and comment, damn it. If you're on my TikTok page, like and comment. Like, share the shit. You don't have to like it. Just, we need to finesse the algorithm. We need to finesse the algorithm. Not the black men in tech. Moving on. Black men in tech. I told Marcus to watch Paradise. If you haven't watched it, it's a show on Hulu starring Sterling K. Williams. Michael.
Here we go. No, I'm about to guess again. Guess again.
I'm not gonna guess. I'm going off fucking
Sterling K. Brown.
Oh, Sterling K. Brown, from St. Louis, Missouri. Also, if you weren't aware, St. Louis is another dangerous place that I wasn't aware of. So shout out to St. Louis. But you said you watched the first episode.
I did.
What
it
were
was.
your thoughts?
I'm trying to think how much I can say about it without trying to give anything away. I thought it was.
It's hard, yeah, because my barber has asked me like the premise of the show, and like you can't. There's really no way to describe it without spoiling it. So I'm like, just go watch the first episode.
Oh, see, and there's a part of me that wishes I would have watched the trailer, so I can know what I could say. Because if it's in the trailer, I feel like it's not a spoiler. So
yeah, see, these days you don't have like traditional TV commercials, so it's on Hulu. So it's not like you would have saw a commercial or a trailer. It's just like, yep, watch this show that everybody's talking about. What's it about?
Yeah, they do trailers. They do trailers. They do.
Yeah, I'm not watching those
for.
trailers. I'm either watching the show or I'm not watching it. If somebody says it's good, I'm gonna check it out. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not just trailer trolling. Like, yo, is this shit good? Twitter's talking about it. All right, let's go.
Well, I did find a trailer. I'm gonna. It's a minute and 45 seconds. So I'm gonna try to watch it real quick, and then I'll see what I can say.
Too. But yeah, it's I'm on episode 3 right now. Yeah, so I know Apple TV Plus has been on a run. They've been on a run with Severance, Presumed Innocence, Dark Matter. Silo was garbage. Go read the book instead. But Hulu is making the power play. Hulu has got some heat. This if they don't fumble this show, and I was thinking about this earlier with Paradise. I hope it is a show that they let it run its natural course. I hope they don't see the ratings and the chatter and the talk and be like, you know what, this show was really slotted to be like 2 seasons, 3 seasons. Let's just try to stretch this bad boy out to 6. And I'm like, please don't do that. Just let the show end at its natural terminating point and let it be good. If that's 2 seasons, that's cool. If it's 3 seasons, that's cool. But don't just milk it for money and whatever. Because again, the premise of the show and how it's written is kind of a thriller type show. A little bit of mystery to it. A little dystopian as well. A lot of dystopian shows right now I'm watching that seems to be kind of the wave, but I think those are usually like some of the best stories you can get. But yeah, excellent show, excellent acting. Once Marcus is done with the trailer, I'm going to ask him to guess how old Sterling K. Brown is.
Yeah, so I just watched the trailer. So I've only watched I watched the first episode and I tried to start the second one a little bit, but I think I need to rewatch it again. But it starts off as like a murder mystery, like a whodunit, where a very important person gets killed and they pretty much have to figure out who did it. And outside of that, it seems to be something a little bit bigger than just that murder mystery. So I do. I'm a fan of Sterling K. Brown. I don't watch everything that he's in, but usually if I know that he's in it, he's going to bring it as far as acting wise. And there's a few people in the show that I recognize, but like they're not like super big stars. But yeah, first episode they'll pull you in for sure. They'll pull you in. Now, I don't know if I can say that really. I think if you've ever watched like This Is Us, there's aspects.
Which I haven't.
Okay, you should watch that show. But
I'm not going
and
to.
if you've ever watched This Is Us, then you understand this. But there's a lot of like flashbacks in This Is Us, and there wasn't a lot of flashbacks in the first episode, but it kind of seems like there's going to be a lot of, you know, let's go back and figure out why this is the way it is now. Let's do a flashback.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, okay. So that part was a little bit, you know, not annoying, but it's like, all right, bro, well, you could have just kind of did this a better way as opposed to doing another flashback.
Oh no, I like the play. I like them peeling back the onion slow. I like kind of trying to figure out like, all right,
How many
what
episodes
happened?
is this?
I think it's at episode 8 right now. Or no, 7. And everybody is like the homeboy, shout out to EC, the homie from Gary. He said that episode 7 is like a masterpiece. I was like, oh
Oh
shit.
wow, a masterpiece.
He didn't watch the show either. But he was like, again, just like me, like, yeah, everybody's talking about this show. Let me see what's going on with this shit. And yeah, he had rave reviews for episode 7. So I'm like, let's see. All right. Verbatim. Now playing Paradise episode 7. Let's see what the hype is about. And then an hour later, he posted the Martin Scorsese's Absolute Cinema meme update. Literally almost shed a tear. Elite episode from an elite show. And that's I was like, damn, I need to get my Hulu login figured out so I can watch this shit. But I'm locked in. Like it's really good. It's held my attention again. I like thrillers. I like mysteries. I like things where they show you like things very closely, then they kind of just back out slower and slower, and then you kind of see like what's kind of really going on, like what the bigger picture is, and then like how things relate. Like that's kind of how Silo is. Well, I don't recommend it, so I don't want to spoil it. But
Yeah, I
it's
was about to
kind
say what I say about Silo. If Common is in your show, is your show good?
of, we'll see.
Apparently not.
And the thing with that is like in the book, his character exists, but it doesn't exist in the capacity that it does in the show. Like reading the book, I saw the name, but the name didn't really link it. Like the book, the TV show is a completely different show. They're doing all kinds of extra shit. I'm like, bro, this is not the story I'm reading. But yeah, yeah. I don't know who he finessed to get that role, but I feel like that his role is unnecessary. Let's put it like that. Like it's fucking goofy. But yeah, the book is way better. But it's kind of a similar thing. Like you see a part of something, then they kind of pull it back, and there's some mystery to it. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with shows. I'm slacking on the anime right now, trying to catch up on Dragon Ball Daima. I've seen some spoilers that I hope are not true. And if they are, I'm just going to be upset. So I'm going to finish watching it and then, opine about it on this illustrious broadcast to the nobody that listens to cares about anime out here. But somebody out there on TikTok, but you can follow me at SB706, will appreciate the my commentary. My biggest point is that they should have put this effort into Dragon Ball Super. That's my biggest gripe. Because Dragon Ball Super is fucking garbage.
Yikes.
That's another story for another day. It has its moments. The end of Dragon Ball Super was fire, but I'm reading the manga right now. And again, it's same thing with Silo. It's a completely different story. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Why is the story so different when I'm reading it versus watching it? Just stuff that doesn't make sense. It's just, again, more anime gripes, but it is what it is. Again, nobody cares but me. But yeah, definitely if you haven't watched Paradise on Hulu, tap in. I'm probably gonna after this, try to finish this third episode. Like I was watching this shit on the gym at the treadmill. Like I'm locked in. Oh no, what I was gonna say is, how old do you think Sterling K. Brown is?
I feel like whatever number I'm going to say is going to piss me off because he looks great for whatever age he is. But I'm going to say he is 52.
Nah, 48.
Damn.
Wow,
Wow.
great.
Impressive. And it can't just be from running because he runs in every show that I've ever seen him in. Like on This Is Us, like running is his thing. And then on this show, the first episode, he goes for a run. So it can't just be running.
Oh, yeah, nah,
You're not built like that from running miles a day. Like, come on, bro. Drop the workout routine.
yeah. He might do a little mixed functional training or something like that. But that's where Black Kings out here staying physically fit. The thing that made me laugh, what I thought about was like the the screenshot from the Joe Budden podcast basketball game.
Ugh,
I was just like,
nasty.
he's 3 years older than Joe Budden, and Joe Budden looks like he's
He
4
looks
months.
he looks crazy. He looks fucking crazy, bro. Like, what are we doing? Why didn't you wear a big t-shirt? You know what you look like, bro. Like, why would you go outside? You can't be the guy.
Oh my God.
You cannot be the guy you can't be the talking guy that don't ice with me on this.
Look, I'm trying to get you some content, free content.
You can't be the loudmouth talking about women and talking about athletes and then looking like the way that you look in a cutoff shirt. That looked oh my gosh. You cannot look like that. You can't. You cannot I don't want to say that because there's a part of me that wants to say you cannot credibly talk about like athletes or how women, like, this is someone that has gone on his platforms and talked about women's bodies and how different they look and how they're changing and Ozempic and bad BBLs and botched bodies. You can't be that guy and look like that athletically. You can't be a man and look like you're 6 months pregnant talking about how other women look and how other athletes perform. You can't do it. I'm not saying you got to have a six-pack, but if you haven't seen the picture, just look it up. It looks
I'll
insane.
probably make that the podcast episode cover.
It looks insane. I was like, because he kept saying, because he said he went to the doctor recently and he was like, oh yeah, I'm healthy. I'm like, that is not healthy. How do you get that? You got no definition in your arms. You ain't got no chest, and you got a bowling ball on your belly. Is he on lean? Like, is he popping? Like, what is he doing? He has to be on lean. Is he popping perks? He's something.
He's eating good. They get money at the JBP.
It can't just be from eating good. It can't be just that. It's got it. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, he has a job.
He has a personal chef.
Just because you have a personal chef doesn't mean they're cooking you good food. You can have a personal chef fry you chicken.
Making sloppy joes. I don't know. I feel like Jay-Z's got a lot of money and he doesn't look like that.
I mean, he looks sloppy too, but I mean,
Jay-Z looks like that.
Not like that, but I mean, he's a different type of rich. But I mean, I don't know. Look up what Golden Tate looks like without a t-shirt. I was very confused that Golden Tate. I was very confused that he was like an NFL caliber receiver. But I mean, that physique and skills you need for football are kind of different. Like Hunter Renfrow looks like a 15-year-old softball player or some shit like that. But he was an NFL caliber receiver for a little bit. So there's the infamous picture with him standing next to DK Metcalf, and they're both in the NFL. So I mean,
I hate that Golden Tate shirtless is now in my Google search history.
He looks crazy. You would never think he was a professional athlete.
And maybe
I just assume they're all like ripped, but some people just be regular dudes that can jump high and catch. I don't know.
I'm not saying the pictures that I see, he looks shredded, and why are they showing me so many white guys?
The picture that
Is
I
there
saw,
someone
he
else
looked
named Golden Tate? Yeah, these pictures I'm seeing, he looks fantastic. So I don't know.
maybe it was AI before the AI. So let's see. What's that him? Oh yeah, it is him. Anywho, but yeah, that's my take on that. But nah, I mean, he said that he's gonna get. Joe Budden said he's gonna get skinny here. He's just bullshitting, and also he charged $20 a pop for that pay per view. So you know,
He's gonna have to get surgery. He's gonna have to get cosmetic surgery because I just don't think you can work that out. Like he looks like pre-prison Gucci man. That's what he looks like. Not as bad, but he looks more so like he's built like Gucci man. That's crazy.
I mean,
I get you have a sit down job, but you with that kind of visibility. I feel like when you have a job with that type of visibility and you talk shit the way that you talk shit, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying you got to be shredded and in the peak physical form, but like, don't be out here talking about how Zion Williamson is fat and then you look like that. Nah, man.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair criticism, but I don't know, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to JBP.
I know the comments are frying him up looking like that.
Oh yeah, he said he essentially laughed all the way to the bank, so he doesn't give a fuck. So. Hashtag COE. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Every time.
But
always works.
And they also brought this up in the podcast, but I brought it up because a couple weeks ago on my Blue Sky account, which I have not posted from in a while. I don't know how you search on there, but long and short, the tweet was something to the effect of like, go YouTube Roy Ayers Tiny Desk concert and let me know if you make it past like 30 seconds. So RIP Roy Ayers, you know, great musician, legendary talent. But boy, oh boy, he had the worst fucking Tiny Desk I have ever seen. And I'm gonna look you in the camera right now and challenge you out there in TikTok, YouTube world. Go on YouTube right now. Search Roy Ayers Tiny Desk, spelled ROYAYERS, Tiny Desk. If you can make it past 30 seconds without laughing, I will cash app you $1. Tap in Roy Ayers Tiny Desk. If you can make it past 30 seconds without laughing, I will cash app you $1. Because boy, it is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And Tiny Desk is foul for putting that shit out. Like, that should have never seen the light of day. It was like Avengers level threat terrible. It was ass. It was garbage. But RIP to him. But I mean, it was we gotta be fair. It was not good. Like, if I come out here looking crazy, put out a bad performance, please slander me. But that cringeworthy on all fronts.
RIP to that man, but that Tiny Desk performance was ass. Ass. Like, out of respect for him and his family, they should take it down.
It should have never went up. That's the, like, I don't.
I mean, I get putting it up because he went out there and did it, and you know, in this day and age, it's almost like you'll get more people to watch it if it's bad sometimes. So it's like you don't want it. The thing nowadays when it comes to content, you don't want your stuff to just be average. It's almost like you either want it to be great or like terrible, because if it's terrible, people will clown it and make fun of it and do whatever, but they'll still watch it. If it's just meh, forgettable, then they're not going to watch it. But if it's, you know, great, obviously they'll watch it. But yeah, it was bad, so bad.
I logged into Twitter real quick to see videos. The clown of Xavier Worthy, Rasheed Rice fighting for the last bar of soap in the Texas State. You know what? You know what? Twitter, you still got a little bit of juice. I don't post on there no more, but like, it's still like the king of just garbage. It just funny as me. This shit is fucking stupid. So stupid. It don't make any sense. Did you see the you seen the LeBron James audio on TikTok?
Oh, the song? That song's a banger. That's a heater. I need that on DSPs.
Oh my god, man. Why are we doing this? Why are we here?
LeBron is like I think LeBron's the GOAT, but them niggas on TikTok, they are glazers. It is insane how much they love LeBron on TikTok. So this whole like Jordan versus LeBron thing, it's not a conversation on TikTok. It's nothing but Bron, which I'm fine with. But wow, that song is a bang. Like can we play it? I think I have it
I
saved.
don't
I think I have it saved
again
because I was gonna use it for something.
my stance on LeBron James, Michael Jordan GOAT talk is that nobody's ever died for a pair of LeBron James sneakers, so he can't be the GOAT to me. So it is what it is. Even though low-key, I think Jordan that's nasty.
That's good music right there.
That's
The background vocals too.
I wonder if that's AI.
No, he had the one I found. You can see like him actually how he did it, like the different like.
Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty.
Good. That's good work right there. I like to see that. That's awesome. Shout out to him. I hope like in that it only takes one because that video, that sound is everywhere on TikTok. So he.
Oh yeah, you get paid. You get paid for that too. Yeah, people use your. Again, there's a lot of things you can unlock once you hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. You can like work with creators and all kinds of shit. But kind of with LeBron James, there was a kerfuffle with him and Stephen A. Smith, which I don't care. All right, it is what it is. And what I was going to say earlier is Stephen A. Smith signed a 5-year, $100 million contract. Good for him. Shout out to him to get in the bag, but he be saying a lot of crazy stuff. And I guess LeBron wasn't with some of the crazy stuff he was saying, so I guess he checked him allegedly. Shout out to Brandy. I haven't seen you in a long time.
We hear people pulling up tonight. You got to start streaming late nights. Fuck RDC. Wait, respectfully, who is that?
He does a lot of anime centered content. Yeah, shout out to Brandy, a Twitter regular back in the day. I think she maybe abandoned Twitter. Blue Sky is a much better place if you don't fuck with Twitter, but we out here. But yeah, man, I guess he ran up on him. But my bigger concern is like ESPN has become like it might as well be like Stephen A. Smith ESPN or whatever. It's literally all it is he is the leader of that brand, that network, that channel, to the point where just over the years they've been like firing actual real like intelligent TV shows, like good analytics. Like they used to have the sports reporters, sports science. They didn't resign like Bomani Jones, like things like that just told me like, oh, y'all really don't care about sports. Y'all are really here for the bullshit. To the point where like I don't consume ESPN at all. Like I don't follow them. Like I listen. Do I even listen to any ESPN podcasts? I really don't think I do. But yeah, I go to ESPN.com, but that's about it. But like when I see clips circulating that Stephen A. Smith is like debating Kai Cenat, that should be a huge indicator that this shit is cooked. Like just pull the plug, man.
Yeah.
Like y'all about to give this man $100 million just to shut the lights off because there's no way. There's no way. Ain't no way.
The only ESPN podcast I listen to is Mina Kimes, and she's not really. I don't really view her, even though she is on like a lot of ESPN properties. I just view her as like I only consume her as her own individual. Like I just listen to her podcast. I don't watch her on First Take. I don't watch her on NFL Live. I don't watch her on Around the Horn. I don't do any of that stuff. It's just Mina Kimes podcast. That's it. Like I'm trying to go, and it's crazy because there was a time where I used to listen to everything ESPN had to offer at a time, where it was just like all day. I would and I wasn't like actively listen to it, but it would always be on like Mike and Mike, Scott Van Pelt, Le Batard Show, Around the Horn, PTI. Like just watch and consume everything ESPN had to offer. And then as time goes on, as like, we get more into the social media era and the YouTube era and people being their own brands, it's like there isn't anybody on ESPN outside of like Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee that really matter. Like the Sports Center host used to be a big deal and now it's not. Like top 10 plays used to be important, but now it's not. It's just ESPN's pretty much gone down the drain for the most part.
Yeah, definitely is never. I don't think like the people today, the younger generation understands like what ESPN was back in the day with like highlights. If you can go back far with the back in the classic days, man. Like you said, top 10 plays were a thing, but now it's just like, hey, what are the Lakers doing? Oh, are the Cowboys gonna re-sign Dak Prescott? Is Jerry Jones? Like, bro, I don't fucking care, dog. I don't care. And I'm not gonna lie, the people in those markets probably don't care that much either. Like, I get they're big markets, but fam, like they're not bigger than the rest of the United States. Like, let's cut the bullshit, bro.
I just always feel like when it comes to that, because they always say we talk about what people watch. Like, we talk about the Lakers, the ratings go up. We talk about the Cowboys, people stay and watch longer. And I guess my viewing of it is if you're, a big enough company or media platform as big as ESPN, if you talk about, say, instead of talking about, well, it's different with the Lakers because LeBron and Luka are there now. So obviously you want to talk about them. But if it's harder for you to talk about like the Cavaliers, even though they're like the number one seed in the East, if you feel like you're losing ratings whenever you talk about them, then you need to just slowly talk about them a little bit more and gradually talk a little bit more, talk about them more mixed in with the Lakers or with LeBron or with Steph. Mention the Cavaliers at the time. And then as you kind of talk about them more, talk a little bit less about the Lakers, talk a little bit less about the Warriors, and talk more about just ease people into it. And you can turn the tide on that. You can determine like what people are interested in by if you just keep bringing them up. Just keep bringing them up. People get used to it and they'll want to hear more about it. I don't feel like it's that hard.
And they're even doing themselves a disservice because again, what does ESPN look like in the post LeBron James era? Like even the NBA in general, but specifically ESPN because they get their content from there. But like, what do you? The Lakers, I don't think the Lakers are going to be that interesting without one of those guys, right? Like they essentially went from the Kobe Shaq era to pretty much the LeBron era. I don't think Luka's going to command that much attention if he stays. But like just from a kind of a macro perspective, like they have to build these other stars, and that goes to your point of talking about the Cavs, who are the number one seed in the East, and this ties into like the top 10 plays. Well, I'm sure if they're the number one team in the East, they're doing some top 10 play type shit that y'all could be showing and highlighting and educating fans on like, hey, here are the new up and coming stars that are going to replace LeBron James, Stephen Curry's, the James Hardens. But when you're just so fixated on being a bronzexual all the time, like you're really in a couple years once he's out the league. Unless he comes on because a commentator too, and then the cycle.
I guess just depending on how the rest of the weekend goes and whenever this comes out. So on Friday night, Jokic had the first ever 30-20-20 game. Like no one has ever done that before. He had that on Friday night. So in theory, Monday night or Monday, when it comes to basketball talk, that should be in the A block, the way that he played that game, the way that he had a game that no one had ever seen. But because he's in a small market and because he's not a marketable enough star, he's probably not going to get talked about as much as that should be, as opposed to if LeBron had done that or if Kevin Durant had done that. Kevin Durant was in that game. They should talk about that. That should be the leading story when it comes to basketball talk come Monday. And if the national media makes a big deal out of it, at some point, people will just start to follow suit. They will start to believe it too. Like people are followers. People are sheep. If you tell them something is important, they'll believe it's important and they will keep watching. So We'll see. Like, I'm curious to see what happens on Monday if they talk about that game, because that game was crazy.
Shout out to him, but I think that's all that's important. All y'all people that are like saying Captain America is not good, y'all are just racist, bro. Like I keep seeing these TikToks of people like, oh, the Rotten Tomatoes, like the Rotten Tomatoes had like a fraction of the amount of reviews. I'm like, it's not a bad movie. Like it's not a bad movie. Were there things they could have done, like we talked about last week? In retrospect and hindsight, yeah, but while I watched the movie, I was thoroughly entertained for the most part. So I think people are just hating to hate, in my opinion. But that's just my quick hot take on that.
Yeah, I think just from the YouTube side of it, there's a lot of this is the worst movie. Marvel is over, but that's kind of a thing where people just kind of do that to gain traction and get people watching videos. My biggest complaint about Captain America 4 is it's just fine. It's fine. And Marvel has been making movies for almost 20 years. This is the fourth Captain America movie. This is the sixth movie Anthony Mackie has been in. This is the seventh project he's been a part of because he was on a TV show. Like the movie it's just got to be better than what it was for the amount of money that they generate, the amount of money that they spend, the type of technology that they have, the access that they have. I feel like I don't want to get to a point where I don't want to treat the MCU like I treat Drake. Like Drake's music is enjoyable once you lower the standard for it. Like after Views came out, I was like, well, it wasn't even Views, it was probably For All the Dogs. Like after that came out, I was like, all right, I'm no longer expecting If You're Reading This Is Too Late. I'm not expecting any of his, better albums. I'm just gonna lower the standard now. And if you go into a Marvel movie expecting the movie to just be average as opposed to being great, then you'll be fine with that. But then you'll continue to just get okay movies, and I don't want that. I want these movies to be better. Like that movie, it can't be that. That movie has to be better. It's not bad, but it's just good. Like I feel like if you see it, it's fine. If you don't see it, it doesn't matter. Like who cares? And that's not how it used to be. It used to be appointment. You have to see this movie. You can't skip Civil War. You can't skip Thor: The Dark World. You can't skip Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Captain America 4, I feel like if you skip that movie, a couple of weeks go by. Because I saw. When did you see Captain America 4? Did you see it opening night?
No, I saw it like a week later.
When's the last? Like, imagine if how long was Marvel putting out movies before you felt comfortable to do that? Because I know for me, I've never missed a Marvel movie opening weekend. There was never a moment where I was like, "Oh, I'll just wait for the next week, or I'll wait to the end of the month." Like that never happened. Now it kind of happens. Like what movie? Yeah, because I know this one, Captain America 4. We didn't see it until like 2 or 3 weeks after it came out.
Jesus Christ!
But it didn't matter. Nobody was talking about it. I didn't see anything. No spoilers. No conversations. All I heard was that it was just mid or it was bad. But like there was no, it wasn't. I didn't feel like I missed anything. There was no conversation about it. So,
well, we'll see how this goes with the Doomsday situation. There were rumors that they were talking to Jonathan Majors again. I would love to see Kang make a return in some capacity.
They have to.
I think at this point they need to pull out all the stops, and I kind of hope that the Robert Downey Jr. thing is like a bit of a pump fake. I really hope. I mean, because even though like as Doctor Doom, you're not going to see his face. Like I get that was a great marketing tool, but I'm kind of hoping there's like a situation where he is him, but maybe there's a multiverse situation where now he's not him no more. Like, hey, bait and switch, we pulled you in because y'all thought he was coming back, but actually no, this was Doom version 6, and now I hope it's something like that. Just kind of like with the kind of like with the Multiverse of Madness, where they had that dude from The Office, John Krasinski, playing Mr. Fantastic. I hated that. I was so happy when they announced that Pedro Pascal was playing him, because it was too much of a perfect fit, to the point where it's a bit obnoxious. Like I didn't want to see him play, just because so many people wanted it. I was like, nah, don't do that. So I'm kind of hoping they do the same thing with Robert Downey Jr., where it's like, oh, yep, he's here, and now he's not. So that's kind of my hope. And again, my hope is they kill 90% of these characters off.
Get them all out of here. And that's kind of the problem. Like, when we were talking about with the NBA has a problem moving on to like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Luka, because they're so focused on talking about LeBron and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. And the MCU has that same problem where it's hard for people to accept Sam Wilson as Captain America because they put Chris Evans in Deadpool. It's hard to prop up Shang-Chi as a star because they're going to bring back Robert Downey Jr. and Hugh Jackman again. It's like, we can't prop up Miss Marvel because we're still we're going to bring back Ultron. Like, people need to turn the page. We got to move on to the next thing.
Hopefully that's what they do with the X-Men, and they better be on their P's and Q's, because James Gunn is probably gonna be on their ass with this new DC Universe shit, because that Superman trailer looks fire. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna see that open tonight.
Yeah,
I
think so.
But again, the thing that he's got to be careful with is not making everything feel like Guardians of the Galaxy, which the Superman trailer gives me those vibes. He's gonna have to be able to pivot. What? Guardians of the Galaxy.
What do you mean?
Like that feel good formula, you know what I'm saying? Great soundtrack. He's gonna have to be able to pivot to have different tones with movies. I think so. We'll see if he can do that. Because again, it works, but I don't want to see the next DC movie with the same like feel good type vibes. Like, I want to see some dark shit, bro. So tap into those problematic tweets. Go to that dark when you make the dark side or whatever. Like, go to that. That's what I want to see.
That's nasty.
Hey man, that is the ultimate test of, like, when you're great, you can literally get away with anything. Because he got off with the PDF file tweets, and nobody cares. Meanwhile, Drake is out here fighting for his life off some allegations. Bro was actually, we had the receipts. We saw these tweets, bro. Like, but he delivered
totally nasty.
Galaxy 3, and now he's running the entire DC universe, whatever the fuck they call it. So, but it is what it is. But again, appreciate y'all tapping in. Hopefully we can get back consistent, but your boy be tired. So yeah, shout out to King Quest, Jamari Scott, Chan Lee, Jazz, and Brandy. So it's KTSCF. We out. Peace.